Welcome to part 2 of 3 of our interviews that I did with Phyo. Here in part 2 we talk about whether or not we need superfoods and supplements and how to get great vitality through exercise.
Hi, I'm Phyo. I am an eco-chef and the author of Annie's Raw Food Essentials. So my theory on superfoods is that I actually believe we can get everything from our foods. So I don't necessarily believe in supplements. I'm always testing them on myself, but I found that they don't really make much of a difference. And I think, again, because they've been manufactured and processed and then put into a plastic bottle, shipped to a warehouse, they sit there for how long, and then they get shipped to the store and then we buy them. So I just find that I believe that we can get all the nutrients and vitamins and amino acids and enzymes that we need straight from Mother Nature, straight from whole foods, fresh whole foods that have not been heated. I know that in the raw food movement, we love our superfoods. We're calling things like, lucuma, mesquite, cacao. I love those things as a treat on occasion, but again, because I approach my life I'm about well-being, happiness, longevity, and overall health. So I don't like to be extreme about anything. I'm also concerned about the like the environment and Mother Earth. So those wonderful superfoods a lot of times are shipped to us from faraway places, from Ecuador, from Asia. I love goji berries. I'm Asian, so I love goji berries. I love durian. But those things, I take all those in moderation because they do come from the other side of the earth to us, which is not necessarily part of our local environment, and I try to be locavore as much as possible by going to the local farmers market. They are fun treats, definitely. So a lot of my friends find superfoods to be hugely valuable, and again, I always encourage everyone to find what works for us. I encourage everyone to read as many books as we can get our hands on, go and listen to as many people speak as we can. Listen to what's worked for each separate individual, but everyone is unique and different, so only we can know what's going to work for ourselves. So what's worked for me may not exactly map to what's going to work for you. What worked for me 10 years ago is very different than what works for me today. Superfoods may work for some people. They may not be as powerful or effective for others. I just like them as a treat now and again because I think they're really decadent and delicious. I actually have some lucuma ice cream sweetened with pecan syrup in my freezer right now. Can't wait to go home and eat it. I love exercising. I've grown up as an athlete. I think today, because I don't compete anymore, one of my friends pointed out, they're like, I'm sorry, but you're not an athlete anymore because you don't compete, but you are athletic, and I was crushed. But I love being active, and I feel like it's a very big component to health because we need to nourish our body temple, but also take care of it on a physical level, spiritual level, all that kind of stuff. So on the physical level, I love to lift weights. When I lift weights, I lift very heavy weights, maybe 2 times a week, because I'm trying to actually bulk up and build some muscle mass. And then I used to always be an endurance athlete, so I would run for like 90 minutes or 2 hours, but that's changed now because I found that that creates a lot of impact on the joints, and I'm about longevity. So now what I'll do is actually do a Tabata, which Tim Van Orden taught me to do. It's 20-second sprint as hard as you can, 10-second recovery, 20-second on, 10-second off. You do it 8 times, it takes 4 minutes. So there's no excuse. But by the time you're done with like the 5th one, you're about to die, and then you're like, oh my God, I just have 3 more, and then the 7th, and then the 8th, and then you're done, but because basically 10 seconds isn't long enough to recover. But what you're doing is you're spiking your cardio, you're spiking it, because when I really thought it through, in nature, if I was out in nature, I don't know that I would necessarily be running for 3 hours. Maybe if I was traveling from one place to another, but probably I'd just be like hanging out. And then if something happened, like if a predator came along, I would probably need to be like, oh my God, there's a predator, and I gotta sprint really hard and outrun that predator. So that's sort of how I'm training now. I'm just spiking it and spiking up my heart rate, so I can actually, I feel like, whereas before I would run for like 90 minutes or 2 hours, now I can run for maybe 20 minutes. But because I'm increasing the intensity like that, that 20 minutes is sort of equivalent to the 90 minutes. So I take care of my heart health through cardio. I lift weights to build bone density and to build muscle mass. I do yoga every day to create flexibility, to do breath work, to bring blood flow. I like to be upside down, do inversions. I meditate every day. That's exercise for my brain. I feel that in order to preserve our brain, we need to exercise it, which is meditation, give it a break. I do sauna. I go to the Korean sauna, and I'll do, I'll sit there maybe for 2 or 3 hours, hopefully one day a week. I try to do that. So that's also relaxation. So I've also learned that in training really hard, when I was an athlete, I used to train really hard, but also it's in the recovery that you actually gain. So that's when the muscles repair itself, the damage that we've done. So recovery is very important to build that in, rest. And so I make sure to rest, and so that's when I'll maybe go to the sauna. So I pretty much do something every day, and on an easy day I might just jog lightly for 20 minutes, but I'm jogging, I'm running, I'm cycling, I'm lifting weights.